So I think that a big criticism that I hear a lot about the Christian faith is that I can't hear God speaking. If God was real, I'd be able to hear him speaking to me. And this is something I think that I've resonated with even through my walk in the faith over the last several years. I get jealous of the people that say, I can hear God's voice explicitly. He talks to me in this type of way. And I'm like, that's just never been me. But when you go back into the scripture, right, when it talks about the way that God spoke to Elijah, and it says God wasn't in the fire, God wasn't in the earthquake, God was in the still small voice. He speaks in these small ways. And I want to share a little story, just a little personal story. When a couple of weeks ago here, maybe a month or so, was going through a really tough personal time, and it felt like a ton of things in my life were really turning upside down in this period. Um, and I was just praying to God, like, God, if you're real, if you're there, if you care, show yourself in some way right now, because I need it in a really desperate, really terrible way right now in this moment. And I went to church early Sunday morning. I never go to this mass time. It's because I had something going on later in the day. Um, and this was sort of after the Lord had settled some of that turmoil in my life. And then the priest in his homily, um, what he spoke about was what I just said, was that God comes to you in the still small voice, in the small ways, in the implicit ways. And I'm just sitting there in the front row in a church building that I'm not comfortable in, that I've never been in before, just with the tears welling up in my eyes, realizing this is the exact message that God wanted to give me. And when I cried out to him, he answered. He didn't do it instantaneously, he didn't do it right away. He did it in his own time, in his own way. And that's how God speaks. And ultimately, his plan, we have to trust, is going to be better than any other plan that we could come up with, and better than our plan could ever be. And so I just wanted to share that instance as just one way that God in my life came and spoke to me directly, but did so in his own time, in his own way. So keep the faith, and God bless.